Hi, my name is Diane Bass, and I'm a federal criminal defense attorney in Orange County, California. I want to talk to you about what it means to cooperate with the government in a federal case. Many people have been hearing the term cooperation on the news with many of the cases that have been in the news lately. So what does that mean? Cooperation means that you are providing information to the government in the prosecution of someone else in order to reduce your sentence if you are facing charges. So what does that look like? So say you're charged with a federal criminal case and you have information about someone else who has committed an offense, whether they're a co-defendant on your case, someone else that's in your same case with you, or someone else that has not been charged yet but that the government is investigating. So the U.S. Attorney's Office would say to me, Diane, I see you're representing so-and-so, and we would like to talk to him or her. They might have information that we're interested in. So I talk to my client about the situation. Cooperation does require a guilty plea. So it presupposes that you are going to plead guilty in your case and that you are doing this for purposes of sentencing to reduce your sentence. How does that work? The U.S. Attorney will write me a letter, which is called a proffer letter, or also known as a Queen for the Day letter, which says that anything you say during this meeting cannot be used against you in any proceedings unless it's being used to pursue other leads or to impeach you if you were to say something different. So say that you were to say, you know what, I don't want to plead guilty, I want to go to trial. And you get up on the stand and you say something completely different than what you told the attorneys in that meeting, then they can say, well, Mr. or Mrs. So-and-so, do you recall a meeting that we had on X date and you said Y? So it can be used against you for that reason. Once you sign the proffer letter, you will sit down in a meeting with the U.S. Attorney, your attorney, and any number of agents. I've been in a room with one or two other agents. I've been in a room with 10 agents from 4 different agencies, depending on the case. They will ask you everything that you know about your case and this other person's case. During this meeting, they are going to ask you questions that they know the answer to, and they are testing you because the most important condition of your proffer, your letter and your Queen for the Day, is that you be completely truthful. So this doesn't just mean that you are honest, that you answer their questions honestly and completely, so you can't hold back. Now, obviously, if this is a fraud case and there's a dead body in your freezer, we're not going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about what they are asking about. So, after you've had this meeting, which is terrifying for many people, I do promise you will feel better after the meeting. I've had any number of clients tell me after the proffer, wow, I feel so much better, I got that off my chest. Then they will come to me and they will give me an offer for your case. They will not, however, tell me how much credit you are going to get for your cooperation. So when you plead guilty, you are agreeing, because it's a cooperation plea agreement, to cooperate with the government. You are agreeing to testify at any proceedings they ask you to testify at and to essentially do anything that they ask you to do. If it's wear a wire, if it's to make a recorded call, whatever it is, you've agreed to do that. And yes, that can be scary and that can be dangerous. These are all things that are taken into consideration when the U.S. Attorney makes the recommendation to reduce your sentence. So, once you sign the cooperation agreement, again, you have this obligation, this ongoing obligation right up until sentencing to do whatever it is that they ask you to do. I will tell you that I would say 90% of the time that meeting is it. There may be 2 or 3 meetings in some cases, and very few clients actually go out and wear a wire or do a controlled phone call or testify at trial, because only 2% of all federal cases actually go to trial. So most people, once they see what the evidence is against them, they will plead guilty. So you won't have to testify, and at some point it will be revealed that you did give this information, although your information and your identity is kept secret for as long as possible. So the reason that the U.S. attorney won't tell me, and then in turn you, how much credit you're getting is simply this. You are going to potentially be a witness. Now imagine if you get up on the witness stand and you're going to testify against your neighbor. And you're going to say, yes, my neighbor did this. Well, your neighbor's lawyer is going to get up and he or she are going to say, well, Mr. So-and-so, isn't it true that you entered into a cooperation agreement with the government? And isn't it also true that you were facing a mandatory minimum sentence of 10 years? But by testifying, the government has agreed to give you 2 years. And so of course you're going to lie. Of course you're going to say anything that you need to say to get yourself out of trouble. Isn't that true, Mr. So-and-so? By not telling you how much credit you get, the defense attorney for that person can't make that argument. And all you can say is, I do not know how much credit I'm getting, and I was just told that I have to tell the truth. So I am telling the truth. Now, is it possible that I'll get a reduced sentence? Yes, but do I have any idea how much of a reduction I'm going to get? No, I have no idea. So it is a leap of faith, but I will tell you, in my 22 plus years of doing federal criminal defense, I have never seen a U.S. attorney not give somebody credit where credit is due. And the amount of credit varies widely based on so many circumstances, so many factors that I can't even give you a ballpark. But certainly when you come and see me and we talk about your case and we talk about the facts and the information that you may or may not have, I can make educated and experience-based guesstimates on what might happen in your case. Of course, I cannot make any promises. No one can make any promises. Ultimately, it is the judge who determines a sentence in a federal case. And that's pretty much cooperation in a nutshell.